Good morning, everyone. My name is Fatma Nasir, and I'll be taking you social studies today. With me, I've chosen a topic of map reading. First of all, things that I'll advise all students who are taking social studies, it's once you are given a question paper, you should go through it, read it randomly, see what is in the map, study the scale, study the key, go through the papers through the questions so as you can make them familiar to your mind. And from there, it's when you'll be studying the map. After that, there are things that one should know when studying the map. First of all, it's the settlement patterns. Settlement patterns, it's how the pattern that people live. We have scattered or dispersed settlements where it's one house here, another one here, another one here. It's scattered, it's everywhere, but one. Again, we have nucleated settlement pattern. That is a lot of houses together. That is nucleated settlement. Again, we have linear settlement patterns. That is, this is the road. We have houses along the road. That is linear. From the pictures shows that this is nucleated, a lot of houses together. Again, we have dispersed a house and another house and another house. And then we have linear, which is along the road. Another thing that a student should know when studying a map is one should know what is a town, what is a village, what is a city. A village is a small settlement. Several hundred people live. That is a village. Because in the map you are given Gosal, county, maybe what, village, whatever. So you should know what is a village, what is a town, and what is a city. A village is a small settlement, while a town is a medium-sized settlement. Again, we have city. These are large settlements. Like in Kenya, we have Nairobi city. Another thing that a student should know is about the physical features. That are the mountains. We have rivers, lake. Rivers and lake, they supply us with fresh water, drinking water, fish, and food. Yeah. Again, we should know the forest. Forest is a supply woods, building materials, fuel, animals to hunt. That is a forest. We have a fertile land where we grow our crops. That is maize, millet. Those are physical features. Again, there are migration. There is migration, which is the movement of people from one area to another. There are factors that make people to migrate from rural to urban. There are some few services that are push factors. There are few services, lack of job opportunity and happy life, poor transportation, natural disaster like floods, diseases that are natural disasters. Again, we have shortage of food. It's another factor that make people migrate from rural to urban. Again, we have pull factors, which means the people you move to rural to go to urban so as to access services, better jobs opportunity, more entertainment facilities, that is recreational centers. Better transportation, we have improved living conditions. We have family links. Maybe you have somebody in town, so you go there because you have somebody in town. Another thing that a student should know when studying a map is compass direction. That is the north. One should study it. It should be in your mind before studying a map. That is east, and this is south, and this is west. We say no eating sukuma wiki. That is the compass direction. You should know it, all of it. A student should know it because we will be using it in a map, yeah? Again, one should know the place of worship. You should know a mosque, you should know a church, you should know a temple, shrines, all of them. You should know the place of worship and who are worshiping and what religion is there. That is must. So we say a place of worship is a special design structure or a space, individual or a group of people, such as congregation. Congregation is when people are together, come to form an act of religious studies. That is a place of worship. Example of the house of worship is temple, churches, and mosques. A student should know. With me, I have some pictures that I'll show you what is a church, what is a mosque. This is a church. The cross up there indicates that is a church. A church, I mean. And the people who are in the church are called Christians. And the religion is Christianity. A mosque, it has a symbol of a crescent up there. Or there's this shape. This shape or this shape, it can easily indicate, but mostly it's a crescent. So a mosque, it's the building itself, we call it a mosque. And then the people are Muslim. The religion is Islam. And a temple, it's here. I don't know how to describe it, but a temple, it's look like this. So the temple is the building itself. Again, people are Hindus, and the religion is Hindi. We have shrine. This is how a shrine looks like. Not most of us knows how the shrine looks like. It's this way, like a hut with the grasses. It depends on how African community build it, but mostly it looks like this. A shrine is the building itself, and then people are mostly the African communities. We African mostly, we worship in a shrine. And then religion, it's the African tradition religions. There are those people worshiping trees, others worshiping cows, others. It depends on what you believe in. We Africa, we've got a lot of religion. We can't mention them. But shrine are mostly used with African people. And then there are those people who don't believe if there is God. They are just born, they grow, they live, and that's all. So those people, they have no religion. They're called pagans. In the map, again, one should know the crops. We have cash crop and food crops. In another name, that is commercial crops, these are the cash crops, and subsistence crops, these are the food crops. Cash crops, there are tea leaves, coffee, pyrethrum, and cotton. These are the cash crop. This is the tea leaves, coffee, pyrethrum. This is how pyrethrum are. But in the map, you are not going to see this picture. There's some things that will be drawn, and we are told pyrethrum, but this is how pyrethrum looks like. And then this is the cotton. Again, in the food crops, we have millets, we have maize. Everybody knows maize. We have wheat, which is made for wheat flour, ungangano. This is the wheat. Again, a student should also know the climate. There is cool and dry. This is how cool and dry looks like. It's dry, yeah, but there's some grasses or some plants growing with a lot of sunshine. This is cool and dry. Again, we are having another climate which is hot and dry. Hot and dry, it's completely dry. Only plants that grow in hot and dry is a cactus. We have a cactus. Again, we have what do we call? Scrubs. Yeah. Acacia also. It grows in hot and dry area. We have cool and wet. Cool and wet is where plants grow and there's a lot of water, especially forest areas. The climate there, it's cool and wet, as it shows. Again, we have hot and wet. Hot and wet, I'll give a good example like our coast. It's hot and wet. There is sunshine, but we grow crops. That is hot and wet. Again, a student should study the administration structures. That is how governance, in the map, there are governance such as chief, DC, governor. Those are administration structure. So before coming to a social study paper, and we are doing a map reading, question 1, so one should consider the administration structures. That is county administration, followed by district commissioner, followed by DO, that is district officer, and then chief. In the chief, we have also assistant chief, followed by village elders. One should study it. They should know. Again, we have activities. In the map reading, we have activities. When a student sees a posh meal, that indicates in that area the people are growing maize, millet, wheat. In that area we have that plantation. Again, we have the saw mill. When you may not have maybe a forest, but you can see somewhere, or you may have a forest and see somewhere written sawmill. That means those people are cutting trees or lumbering. They're cutting trees for furniture, maybe for anything. And note that when you are given a forest, maybe over here, a forest, and you are not told that there is a sawmill over here, and then you are asked which activity do these people carry out, you said lumbering, you are very wrong. The map should tell you that these people are doing lumbering. Don't see a forest and say that they're doing lumbering. No, that is completely wrong. Okay, let's continue. When you see a quarry, it indicates that people are mining over there. Again, when you see a kettle dip, they normally indicate it as a house. And then with DC, kettle dip, with P. This indicates that the people in the map there are carrying out livestock keeping. When you see a kettle dip or a cattle ranch, those people there are doing cattle keeping. Again, we have a fish pond. They indicate it as just a small square with the FP. So in a map, when you see a fish pond or a fisheries or fish nets, it indicates that in that map we are having fishing, farming going on. So that is an activity in that map. Again, we have greenery. When you see a greenery but you don't see a cotton, meaning those people are growing cotton all over there. So they are practicing cotton farming. We have park or reserves. The activity over there, it will be tourism, or you see a recreation center, but mostly they use park or reserve or beautiful sceneries. It also indicates that there is tourism as an activity. So one should know the features there, or the houses, or this called And you should know that this thing indicates these activities, as I said earlier. Again, one should know the paths of the rivers when studying a map. Parts of the rivers. When you see forest all over here, forest, and this is the river flowing, and then let's say here it's a lake. This is the lake. A student should know what this are, what this is, this point, and what this is, this point. So, in a river, these small rivers from the source, this is the source. The forest is always the source. So this is called tributaries. Tributaries, the small rivers at the forest. Again, this, where the river ends, it's called a mouth. And in the mouth, there are two types of mouth. There's a mouth ending with a straight line, coming into a lake or an ocean. This is with a straight line, and there's a river that enters the lake with a lot of tributaries, which are those small rivers. So, we said the small rivers from the source are called tributaries, and then a mouth entering straight to a lake or an ocean, it's called a estuary. And a mouth entering with different rivers, it's called a delta. That is all about the river. This is the source, this is the mouth. And with mouth, we have two types of mouth, that is estuary and the delta. So a student should know this before studying a map. Again, there are these things, the vocabularies which are used in the map. Such as arise towards, arise from, slopes towards, and slopes from. These are they are words that are used, which a lot of students end up getting wrong. They fail to understand such words. So let's start with arise. Arise towards. You will be told you say a river or rivers, a certain rivers arise towards. Again, you are told arises from. Maybe Gosa town arises from. And then slopes towards. And slopes from. Slopes from. I'll use an example to make you understand these terms. An example, this is point A, and this is point B. Let's say this is a river flowing. So this is the highest point. Highest point, and this is the lowest point. This means this is when I say highest point, meaning it's highlands, where the forest is. And this lowest point is where the mouth or other things are. So highest point is point A, and our lowest area, lowest point is point B. When you are told arises towards, meaning arises towards, it will be towards A. Arises towards. When you say arises towards, it's one answer. You just mention maybe to north, to east, to south. It's only one answer. That is arise towards east, arise towards west. So it's from lowest area to highest. So if here it's the forest here, you'll say towards north. It's where that area arises from. Arises towards. Again, we have arises from. In Kiswahili tunasema kutoka, inatoka. When I say unatoka wapi, you'll tell me I'm from home to somewhere, maybe to the shop. So it's two answers. I'm from this area to this area. So that is arises from. You should have two answers. So you will say, arises from, it's kupanda. So it's B to A, inapanda, kutoka lowest point to highest point. So your answer will be A, it will be B, this will be your first point, to A, your second point. Am I clear till there? This is kupanda. This river is flowing this side to the lowlands. So when you are told to arise from, meaning you will mention the one you know, it's flows, the lowest point is B. So inapanda kwenda A. So you will say from B to unmentioned one, which is A. So you say from B to A. Arises towards, it's only one answer. But arises from, it's two answers, where it's flows and the other one. And slopes towards and slopes from. Slopes towards, meaning where it's, again, point A and point B. So inashuka. This is the highest point, that is arises towards. But slopes towards is kushuka. That will be your point B. Again, slopes from, again, it's two answers. So, kushuka, you'll say from point A to B. Once you know these words, how they are used, you'll be clear to get your 7 marks exactly. And one thing you'll note that arises towards, arises from, they're opposite of this. So it's a student to be keen and understand such vocabularies. Another thing that I'll want students to note when studying map reading, it's once a map is written, let's use the name Gosa. The map is written Gosa. Again, in a map, there's maybe a boundary, and again it's written Gosa town. A student should be very keen to see when you ask a direction from Gosa town to a certain point, maybe to the Ginary, one should note that this is the Gosa town and this is the Gosa map. The whole map, and then you give the direction. That is completely wrong. When we are told Gosa town, you will go to the map, see where Gosa town is, and draw your compass direction. If you are told show direction of Gosa map, it's when you draw the whole map, the whole compass direction in the whole map and see the direction. So there are these keen thing that a student should note. Again, when we are told in the administration, where the chiefs are and the DO and everything, in the map, not everything we are told. It's upon the students to know. For example, you are asked who is the head of that map, who is, and you see the governor office. There's governor office all over here, and then we have the chief here, and then maybe you have the DC here. When you're told who is the head of that area, you should know the head is the governor office. It should be the governor, not DC or the chief. Again, when you see the governor office, you should know that map is a county. When you see maybe it's recent Gosa village, you should know the head there is the village elder. When you see that something location, you know who is the head of location. So a student should be keen when looking to these things. From here, I think I'm done, and wish all the students all the best in studying it.